Today on Judge Porter.
Stacy Munn versus Veronica Wilson. Ladies, if you can please come to the podium.
Not only is she talking about me on social media, she's also talking about me to my child. I don't want my child to hear that nonsense from her.
I didn't try to separate our family.
All rise. The Honorable Judge Porter is presiding. Court is now in session.
Good morning, everyone. Please be seated. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
How was that vacation, huh?
Not long enough. Not long enough, but we back.
I know the feeling. Okay, our first case is going to be 7900. Stacy Munn versus Veronica Wilson. Ladies, if you can please come to the podium. Good morning, ladies. Mrs. Munn, I see here that you're suing for $100,000 in damages for stealing your husband?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Tell us what happened.
I trusted her as not only as my nanny, but my friend. I would tell her all the ins and outs of my marriages, what's going right, what's going wrong, and she basically planned to steal him.
I'm sorry, you say she planned to steal him?
Yes, from what I told her, she planned to steal him.
Okay. So what led you to believe that she was planning to steal your husband per se?
Basically, I've been working a lot. I've been trying to get a promotion, and I would tell her, you know what, I'm gonna start doing date nights with him. And every time we would go on a date, he would say, oh, I have to stay back to help the nanny with the baby. And
Okay, just take your time. I know this is probably a difficult time for you.
I just feel like, looking back on it, every time he would tell me that, it was her telling him, no, just tell her she could go ahead. She could
I'm
go
just curious
out.
about one thing. The nanny, does she reside with you and your husband, or she comes? Or?
Not 24/7, no.
Okay, but she spent most of her time at your residence?
Yes.
Okay. I also see here that you're requesting a restraining order against her. Can you tell us what that's about?
Yes. I just don't trust her around my child. She's not to be trusted, and I don't feel like someone who trashed the mother of their child on social media should be around.
What do you
that
mean
child.
she trashed you on social media? In what sense? What do you...
She talks bad about me on social media all the time. She talks about how I wasn't there for my family, even though I was there working for that promotion.
Take your time. Take your time.
You know how hard I worked. But you just want to call me a deadbeat?
You weren't there.
Ma'am,
I was there.
ma'am,
You weren't there.
I was.
You were
Wilson.
working.
Ladies, don't speak to each other. Speak to me. So this part about the restraining order for the child, what, was she in some form, shape, or fashion abusive towards the child? I mean, I don't understand. Because the restraining order is not for you, correct? Mm-hmm. It's for the protection of the child, correct? It's a little boy or a little girl? I'm just curious.
It's a little girl.
Little girl.
Yes.
How old is she?
She's 4.
She's 4?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Unique.
Unique?
Yeah.
That is unique. Okay, so 4-year-old Unique, you're trying to get a restraining order to protect her from your nanny. I'm sorry, I don't know if I asked this already. Is the nanny doing anything abusive? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Not only is she talking about me on social media, she's also talking about me to my child. I don't want my child to hear that nonsense from her.
Ah, I see. Okay, got you. All right, Miss Wilson, do you mind giving us your side of the story?
Yes. I would start off by saying that I didn't try to separate a family or start something. It was only something that started a year ago, and it led to more.
So you and her husband have been involved for awfully a year, give or take?
For about a year. I started a year ago, and it's been carrying on since. The only reason this has happened is because she has been very absent from her husband's life and from her child's life. Mm-hmm. I didn't try to spread lies or say certain things to the child or anything like that. It only happened mainly because for the majority of the time, I'm there. I'm there with the child. They hear everything that I say. They hear everything that you do.
Of course you have to be there. I pay you to be there.
Miss Munn, please.
So when he goes...
Ladies, I'm not going to ask this again. If you interrupt another person's testimony, I will hold you in contempt. Am I making myself clear?
Yes.
Miss Wilson, please continue.
If I may ask, what's your child's favorite
Miss Wilson, we're not getting into what your child's favorite toy, color. We're not doing that. I'm just asking you about the circumstances. This lady says that you were planning to take her husband.
I was not planning to take her husband.
Did she divulge information about their marriage? Like the bad stuff, things that were happening?
She confided in me, yes. Because like I said, I'm always there. I end up on both sides. I end up on the husband's side and her side.
Okay,
Did
so
I
you're
need
kind
to
of
mix the lines in
the middle?
It's almost like I'm a mediator at some point.
Okay, you're a mediator. So are you telling me that the husband would tell you things that were problematic in the marriage to you?
Yes, he would.
Okay.
But only because he felt like he had no one else to talk to.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Are you doing anything towards this child, like telling the child stuff about her mother being, I don't know, a bad person for lack of a better term?
I haven't said anything to the child. The child may have overheard things and repeated it.
Overheard to who? Well, who are you talking to?
May have overheard me saying things.
Who were you saying those things to? That's what I'm getting at.
From the conversations I've had with Mr. Munn. They may have overheard things and relayed it back to her, but I've never instigated anything. If anything, I would say she was the aggressor that started all of this.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, I think I've made my decision on this. Ms. Munn, I am not going to grant you the $100,000 in damages that you requested.
For what reason?
Well, here's the thing. Although Ms. Wilson had an obligation to take care of your child in your home, and although I do feel that it's kind of strange, for lack of a better word, that she got involved in a relationship with your husband, and also it's kind of disrespectful, she's not the one at fault here. The person at fault is Mr. Munn. Mr. Munn is the one who promised to love you, take care of you. I'm assuming you guys got married in front of a church full of family and friends.
Yes, we did.
Okay. He made those promises to you. He made the obligations to you. She's not responsible for any of that.
She is responsible.
Ma'am, listen to me. Listen to me. And I need you to hear what I'm about to say. If your man decides to be with another woman, you can't blame the other woman. He made the promise to you. She didn't promise you anything. The person who lied to you is Mr. Munn. He's the one that needs to pay for your pain and suffering. And now that you guys are going through a divorce, and I am sorry, and I know that's a painful situation to go through, you have to remember the catalyst of this didn't start when this lady came into your home. The catalyst came when he started having wandering eyes. That's where the problem began. There's something that you need to take up with him, your divorce attorney, whatever the case may be. Now, as far as the restraining order, this is what I'm going to say on that, because it's not for you, it's for the child, correct?
I would also like one as well.
But you didn't say anything about her attacking you in any form, shape, or fashion. So a restraining order, I'm not going to grant that. But what I am going to say is this. Ms. Wilson, you said that the child, Anique, is still primarily with the father at his house, and you're still involved in a relationship with Mr. Munn, correct? This is what I'm going to suggest to keep the peace. When she comes over to see the child for visitation, you leave. When you know that she's coming, you already need to be gone. You need to get in contact with Mr. Munn. What time can I come back? To avoid a problem. Because if there becomes a problem, it may lead to a confrontation. Physically, Mango Park police get called, and now we got another situation that we have to handle. And then we're going to be in the same courtroom for something different. Am I making myself clear? Ladies, am I making myself clear?
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
Okay, this case is dismissed.
She messed up by hiring a attractive nanny. You don't hire no attractive nanny, man. You don't do that. Boy, I tell you what.
I'm not happy with the judge's decision. I feel like Veronica does still owe me for the money and the restraining order from me and my child. Not only did she end my marriage, she also ended my life. I didn't end up getting the promotion, so I still need the money. And if I find out that she's still talking about me on social media and to my child, it will be another problem.
I agree with the decision actually made today, except for the one in which I am not able to see the child when she's there, because I love that child so much. And I also love Mr. Munn. We've had a relationship that's been going on for a while, and there's nothing more that brings me joy to be able to spend time with the two of them. So to hear that I'm not able to do that, it really, really doesn't sit well with me at all.